Well, look, we saw the headlines out there just like everybody else. We saw the 30-second clip that Piers Morgan released. And when I saw that, I called Trump's team and I'm like, hey, guys, what happened here? What's the real truth about this? They're like, hang on, trust us. This is not the way that it happened. And so then a short time later, they provided the audio of the actual end of the interview. The clip, which anybody can go listen to, we published the whole thing on Breitbart.com, is 7.5 minutes long. 7.5 minutes long of an audio clip of this thing. Now, this is more than an hour into the interview that Trump has already sat for with Piers Morgan. So Trump had agreed to do a 20-minute interview with Piers Morgan. More than an hour into the interview, so Piers Morgan goes over by 40 minutes. Trump's team says, all right, time to wrap it up. Last question. Piers Morgan just kind of keeps going, right? Like he keeps asking more and more questions. Some of them are interesting. Some of them are decent questions. Not all the questions are unfair. Trump has, some back and forth with it. He disagrees with Morgan on some things. He agrees with him on other things. He kind of liked some of the questions. You can hear a big part of the interview there. But the idea that Trump ripped off his microphone, stood up and stormed out of the interview, that's just blatantly untrue. And again, I've never, in the 11, 12 years that I've been doing this, I haven't seen an interview this badly mischaracterized and misleadingly and deceptively edited as bad as this one is. It's so blatantly untrue, that 30-second clip that Piers Morgan released. This
Matt, I mean, it is the most disgraceful kind of journalism. But just a final thought on this, and thanks for coming on. Generally, I've noticed that journalists tend to defend other journalists, even from rival publications with different political opinions. Is there some backlash to this coming in US media today?
Yeah, there already is. NBC News, CNN have all come out and criticized the way that Piers Morgan did this. CNN, which is his former employer, did a story about how he handed Donald Trump a win. And so, the big thing I would hope, because, I work for Breitbart, I'm a huge supporter of President Trump. Yeah. I would hope that President Trump doesn't, look, Piers, Nigel, you were 100% correct with that dossier that you gave to President Trump about Piers Morgan. He was just wrong to sit down with Piers Morgan. I hope that President Trump learns from this and doesn't keep doing interviews with establishment.
Well, I did try, Matt. I did try to warn him. One final quick last thought. Fox News cannot be happy about this.
I would imagine that they're upset. I haven't heard from anybody there. Their spokesperson just said that they don't have anything to add other than what Piers Morgan had already said in the pre-released clip and a column that he wrote for the New York Post. And their coverage of this has kind of been all over the place. So we'll see how that plays out over the coming days.
We sure will. Matt Boyle, Breitbart News, thank you very much indeed for joining me this evening here on GB News.